to know, like, it's like the one trip with you. Is that a real with somebody? Do you think of somebody when you write it?
Yeah, that was about somebody specific.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah.
Did they ever hear yet?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think?
They liked it.
That's what's
they
up.
liked
That's
it.
what's up.
Yeah, that was about a direct situation.
Oh, okay.
Our first date was taking a little trip.
That's dope.
Taking a trip.
That's dope.
Something spontaneous.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's a dope piece. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
No. I like it. I appreciate you sharing it with us.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
If you like that joint, make sure you put yes, I love that joint on the comments.
Thank you.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Is this your first album you putting out?
Yes.
Why so long?
Well, it's not my first CD, but the first CD was an EP.
Mm-hmm.
This will be my first album.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What was the first EP called?
It was called Rhyme, Rhetoric, and Royalty.
That's a dope title.
Yeah. So that one featured mostly spoken word. There was music behind it, but that's when I was doing my spoken word on top of music.
Okay.
This is me actually creating music.
Okay.
So it's gonna be completely different.
Most definitely.
2 different versions of me.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You do sing too, right?
No, don't tell nobody that. Can I sing?
Yeah. Have you sung a hook to one of your poems before?
I'm in this phase where I'm like learning how to harmonize because I'm gonna have to.
Right.
I'm gonna have to start. If I'm gonna do music, I have to learn how to create hooks. I had to realize that.
Right.
And I'm not there yet, but I have to learn. So I'm doing a little vocal training here and there.
Or you can just write the hook and have somebody sing it for you.
But I can't do that every time, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't depend on an artist every time.
Yeah.
So I eventually need to learn how to build a hook.
Right. So you want to deal with somebody else because to me, the more people you put into your pot, the more hurdles you gotta jump over. Somewhat.
Unfortunately, unless you just work together like that.
Yeah.
And I can get a little impatient sometimes.
Me too.
If I'm excited, I want to get it done.
Yeah.
So, I'm definitely going to utilize some, though.
Oh.
I can't do everything.
No, you can't. Yeah, and that's
I can't hit every run.
Yeah, and that's the thing. For me myself, that's one of the things that I had to learn how to do. Like, you can't, like you just said, you can't do everything. Yeah. You need to make sure.
And I'm just hyped to try, but
me too. I like to try only because I know when I do it, I'm gonna do it exactly how I see it in my head.
And I've gotten to where I am as an artist and as like my own self-manager. For one, because I couldn't always afford to do what I wanted to do, so I would create it or I would do it myself.
Right.
And two, not wanting to necessarily depend on somebody else to have them drop the ball.
Right.
This is my artistry. It means a lot to me, you know. So yeah, I've up to this point, I've done it all on my own. And while that, stepping stones is what I'll say. I can't do that now because I'm trying to have a certain quality. I'm trying to step it up. I can't do everything if it's not my skill set.
Right.
But it's taught me so much. Like you said, the marketing side, I know how to design my own flyers if I need to. I can edit a little music. I'm starting to learn how to edit videos. You know, I'm starting to train in Adobe After Effects.
Right.
Like, why not have the knowledge? Like, it's nice to have other people, but if you can also do it on your own and not have to depend on other people, that's the best feeling in the world to me.
I agree.
To be self-sufficient.
I agree.
That's the best feeling in the world.
I agree.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah,
and to me, when you take on more ownership of what you already do, to me, from what I've seen, my vision always come out better when I take on ownership of everything.
Yeah.
It's because also when something goes wrong, it's like, well, I did that wrong. It was on me. Now, what can I learn from this lesson to make the adjustment next time?
Exactly.
But when you putting other people in a pot, you just don't know what people got going on with themselves.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
And you want to know that you know how to do all sides of the trade. Because even if you do have a manager who you then depend on to get certain stuff done, somebody told me, even if that's the case, you should not let your manager or your accountant be up on something that you don't understand, because then you don't know what's going on.
Right.
So if you have an accountant, you should also know a little bit about accounting.
Right. And like right now, we're not messing with Bill Cosby right now based on, I know society not messing with Bill Cosby. But I'm going to tell you something he said in an interview.
Okay.
Or I saw an interview. So Bill Cosby, an accountant, stole like $1 million from him, or over $1 million, some shit like that. He didn't fire him, and he said, well, "Why you didn't fire me?" He said, "Because if I didn't know you were stealing money from me, I deserve that, and I need you to stay on." so I could be on point with my own shit. And I need somebody like you that's gonna try to steal from me so I could be on point with my own shit. That's different thinking, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, that's real different.
That's real different.
Would have been gone.
Yeah, his ass would have been gone. They need to put something in place where as though if you steal from somebody, you get locked up. You know what I mean?
That's stealing.
Yeah, if you account, but accountants, they for some, I don't know what rule they got in place, but people done stole money from Fat Joe, from Rihanna,
everybody.
Yeah,
and you'd be like, how?
Yeah, and how
you trust them to handle what they're supposed to be handling.
Right, you need an accountant for the accountant.
You do, you really do.
You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Yeah. But yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. How is it hard managing your life and still trying to come up with songs and still writing poetry and still doing all the different things you're doing? Is it hard as a black woman trying to? In fact, tell me some of the difficulties, if it is any difficulties as a black woman in this industry.
As a black woman?
Yeah.
Let me think about that. Real quick. Because my first thought I want to say is no. I don't want to claim any difficulties. I don't think I've had any issues. I truly feel like since I've been in this industry, people have shown me love.
Because you dope, that's why.
No.
That
no.
And I think also because your head on straight. Men, they see weakness. People see weakness. If you strong, motherfuckers ain't gonna fuck with you. If motherfuckers see weakness, they like, I see that kink in her motherfucking armor. I'm gonna go after that little kink. But when your mind's strong, they like, I ain't fuck with you.
Don't get me wrong, I have kinks now.
No, we all got kinks.
I got kinks.
We all kinks.
Whether they see them or not, I don't know. But.
No, what I'm basically saying is some women and men have visual kinks, whereas though the evil say, I can attack that part of her or that part of him. And that's what I'm saying. With you, it seemed like although you might have some things you might be working on, it's not enough whereas though you're attackable.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but there's somebody watching the video like,
I'm
gonna get it right here, bro.
Right. I bet. I got it. Exactly.
Just to prove a point, right?
Yeah,
it's an evil motherfucker.
Yeah, I know it. Already thinking. I'm not even gonna claim, any type of oppression or anything like that. Like I said, I think I have always shown love. Anytime I lost, it was fair. Anytime I think I won, it was fair.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got my fair credit in the industry with what I've done so far.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm still thinking. No, I think so though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, it's like, the only reason I ask because I'm not a man. I mean, I'm not a man. I'm not a woman. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's difficult on that side.
It is.
You know what I mean?
We're talking in terms of poetry. Nah, I think that's a pretty small, knit understanding. Right. Right. Of course, it's kind of clicked up, but we're talking about is it difficult for me as a black woman?
Yeah.
In this industry? Nah.
Yeah. No, there's two things I want to talk to you about. One, you said it's clicked up. A lot of people I've been interviewed, they be saying that. Tell me from your point of view, the good and the bad of being clicked up in poetry, because I keep hearing it when I'm interviewing people, but I don't know if this to be true, because I feel like I can go to any clique and just talk to them and stuff like that. Is it clicked up separated, or is it clicked up like I rock with them? Like this, you just explain from your point of view.
Ooh, you're making me touch on something I don't really want.
You don't gotta say names. You don't have to say names.
It's hard not to, because you know how small this family is.
We ain't even talking about poetry now. We just talking about some other shit right now. Go ahead.
It's groups, I think.
Okay.
It's groups. And it's like, if somebody say, I ain't gonna say no names.
No names. Don't say no names.
If host A is having a show,
mm-hmm.
sometimes you kind of know, generally, a group of 5, who that feature might be.
Okay.
Who's coming to support that show.
Yeah.
Like, it's real small. As big as the world is and as big as the poetry industry is, it's also small. And a lot of people know everybody. I'm going to just leave it at it. It's groups. And sometimes we come together and mix and mingle, but for the most part, It's like you got your slam poetry world, you got your spoken word poetry world, you got your OG poetries. We all know who those are. And then you got your amateurs, your new up and coming. And you got the people that's right there in between, that's been in the game for a minute, who kind of know everybody. And you got you got some loners who don't subscribe to the groups. I myself might consider me a group. I was a part of the collective.
I was going to ask you about that.
You know? What you was going to ask me?
I was going to ask you about the collective because, my team, VIP, we was going to call ourselves collective, and somebody was like,
it's already one of those?
It's already one. I was like, oh, shit, who is it? And they said, you, Kiss, and they said...
Namdi.
And it was something here. I was like, okay, no, we can't call ourselves the collective.
That's funny. That's funny.
So that's the only reason I know about it. Yeah. But to me, you being a part of collective, is that still cliquish, you think?
It's not, because
it is, but it isn't.
It is, but it isn't, because
we open arms still.
It's not like the only time you saw us was as the collective. No, we always do our individual things. Right. It was just a group of like-minded individuals who vibed well, who also said, okay, let's do this thing together. Let's hit these houses together. Let's hit them over the head, because we all got something different. But collectively, we're a banger. We're a whole house on our own, you know? So, we just came together on like some Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang.
Namdi, I keep inboxing you, bro. Every time I see you, I tell you need to be out here, bro. If you're watching this interview, you need to be out here in these streets, bro. You one of the ones. I fuck with Namdi.
Me too.
Yeah, he need to be out here.
Me too. Yeah. Everybody does.
You know what's weird? I told him come on my show, right? He was like, I'm a try, Milk. And the same day I was ready to go to the show, I wound up running to him outside, like somewhere. Like, I ran into him. He was getting off of work. I ran into him, and I was like, yo, it's crazy I'm running to you. The show is I think it was the next day or the same day. I was like, it's crazy that I'm seeing you. And he was like, yeah. I was like, yo, you need to fucking do this shit. I was like, God, like, because, it's hard to, like, for me to run into you in this big-ass Georgia is rare. You know what I mean? Especially, I live in Loganville. I live fucking far. Okay. You know, I live, like, from here, I live probably, like, 50 minutes from here. You know what I mean? Yeah. I put that time in. I put that work in.
Snap.
But, so, I'll ask you a different one. What are some of the pros and cons from your perspective of the cliques? Or do you want to skip? Because I'm not an interviewer that want to start some bullshit. I just want to see, because you said it when I just interviewed Lady V maybe 2 weeks ago. She said it.
A lot of people say it.
A lot of people say it.
Yeah. Okay. It's gonna be surface level.
All right, give me surface level. That's okay.
Okay. I say the pros is you feel a sense of empowerment when you have
a strong team.
A small knit group of people that you end up building intimacy with, you build trust with. It becomes like the collective. They are way past just being my friends. We're not just poetry friends. Like, we became a family. We vouch for each other. We help each other. We help each other's families. Like, we cook for each other. We do whatever. We're a family. I'm blessed to have built that in this city, especially because I didn't know anybody. I was fresh. I was new. And a few of us were. We all come from completely different states or countries or backgrounds. Sorry.
No problem.
We came together and just started loving on each other through a mutual love of poetry. That did so much for me. And the fact that I still have these family members, these friends to this day, and we still do our thing. We still love our poetry. Nobody's falling off, in a sense. That's a lot. We all fall off a little bit, but we always come back together because this thing is real for us. Right. We love writing. We love what we do, and we love performing. So it has strengthened me. It's given me strength and confidence to have a group of people that I can lean on within this poetry industry. The cons is that it's just, I guess, sometimes not seeing those people outside of those groups, or not seeing those people at other types of events. That's the only con.
I feel you on that. Because, and not just that, if you're not at all events, you don't know who's who. Like, I know who's who because I go everywhere. Somebody might not be like, damn, who is abstract. Like, let's tell me right now, there's somebody watching this thing. Who is this girl? Why is he Milk interviewing her? Mm-hmm. That's because you probably ain't been where she been at. And after you heard her spit, I'm sure you know why she's getting interviewed. You understand what I'm saying? It's somebody might be like, yo, why Milk get features, everywhere? Why you getting features in town, out of town, Come to one of my features and see why. If you see motherfuckers getting features all the time and stuff like that, go to a feature to see why they being featured. Yeah. And once you go to a feature, you say, oh, I understand. Don't go off one poem. Go see a motherfucker feature. It's like me, myself, like, I like to see people feature so I know, oh, that person got that work for real. If you spit one poem there, okay, that's one poem.
That's what's up, yeah.
Yeah. What's up with your feature? Yeah. To me, your one poem is a single. Your feature is your album. Right. So I want to see your album. So I don't care if you spit one poem and you nice with that one. Hey, anybody can write. My fucking kids probably can write one mean one. But can you come up with a set? Can you make that shit flow together? Can you tie together where as though everything seems seamless? Yep. I mean, do you know how to control the audience if they not listening to you? Yep. Do you know how to control a heckler? Like, it's a lot of different. It's a lot of things involved with it.
And those words stick with me, and kind of push me to be greater and to be who I am today. Because it's Georgia me. Shout out to Mama me. She gave me them exact same words. You know, she be scouting. She be looking at the babies, us coming up and seeing who can be and who can she put on and things like that. And she would always tell us, like, I don't care if you killed one poem. I don't care if you got a standing ovation. Let me see how you handle a feature. Mm-hmm. Let me see how you handle 3 or 4 poems all together. Can you be consistently good? Are all your poems good? Can you keep the crowd engaged? Can you hush them up when they're talking? Like, can you get up on the stage and command attention?
Most definitely.
That's what she always taught me. So that's something I try to employ all the time. Like, can you handle the long road, not just one poem?
Most definitely. Mm-hmm. Speaking of when you said that's something she taught you, did you ever have a mentor coming up in this game?
In the poetry game?
Yeah. She said, my mama.
That's in the writing side, but in the poetry side, I would say it is Georgia and Abyss. Okay. And they don't know it. They don't know it, but I claim it. I look up to them and I study them, and I spend a good bit of time with them up to this point. And they know I'm sort of quiet. I've opened up to them, so I'm being free now. But I'm also quiet, intuitive, and always thinking. And every time they speak, I'm just taking notes. I'm taking mental notes because they have so much gems. All they do is speak jewels.
Most definitely.
It's just stuff. You better listen when you're around them.
Most definitely.
Yeah, talk a little bit too, but you better listen because they give you the game about how they got to where they are. Yeah. So, like I say, they don't really know it, but they are my mentors.
Yeah, I interviewed Georgia next month. I interviewed Abyss last month. I never put it out yet, but I interviewed Abyss already, and they was just spitting.
Just knowledge for days. Yeah. I leave them feeling so empowered. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a boost. Yeah.
And so my next question is this. How, because we start bringing up what it is to be a black woman in the industry. And you were saying like, nah, Milk, I pretty much body the poetry shit. but tell me how it is just being a black woman just living in America just in general. Tell me about that and tell me about that and tell me how you jump over some of the obstacles because it's things you've learned that it's another young black woman haven't learned yet. Tell me some of those things if you don't mind.
Where do I begin, Milk?
I don't know.
I don't know where to begin.
You already told us how to duck a fucking sex trafficking.
Where do I begin, man? I can't speak for every black woman because all of our experiences are completely different. So I can only talk about my own.
Okay.
And I'm a Libra, y'all. So I'm always trying to find a balance in something. I'm always trying to level something out. I've had some really high highs and some really low lows as a black woman. This is just all my personal experience. It can be tough. It can also be very rewarding. It can also be very tough. And it just goes back to, like I said, keeping your third eye open. Learning how to be vigilant. Understanding people for who they are and not just what they do. knowing you got to know yourself and love yourself. Help me go deeper, Milk, because this.
No, I'm ready to go deeper. When you said helping people, understanding why people do what they do because of what you said understanding
people for who they are and not what they do.
Break that down, because that right there, that's the deeper part right there.
Yeah.
You can make up a scenario, no names, but just breaking that down, that is the key. That what you just said to me is like, I call stuff like that decoding the matrix. Like when I'm dealing with men, when I'm dealing with women, when I'm dealing with certain people, when I'm dealing with my people and they do certain things, I try to understand the why and why they do it, and not necessarily take what. Like, give you an example. When I deal with people, I try to figure out what's the core of them. What's the core of you? I know you might do some fucked up shit, but what's the core of you?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That says you don't judge people by their surface. You try to understand what their intentions are.
Yeah, most definitely.
Instead of just, I guess, write them off in a sense.
That's how I took what you said.
Yeah.
Because when you start doing that, you start understanding, like, you get to understand people in general, right? Mm-hmm. Like you know, like my uncles used to punch me in my chest when I was younger. They was jail dudes, cut up like make 50 Cent look small, cut up uncut. They used to fuck me up when I was younger. I'm older now. That's how they understood how to love. That's how they understood how to love. To them, love is making me tough to fight what they was fighting, face what they was facing. My love is different. I'ma hug my sons, kiss my nephews on the cheek, hug them, tell them, like, give them information. I'm gonna give them my love is information, not beat them up. I'm not gonna put my hands on them because I know the world gonna try to beat them up. So what the fuck I look like beating them up too? But when you dig deeper, you can understand. Like, I understand why he was hitting me. You know, I don't agree with the shit. Don't get it twisted. But I understand. Right. Don't dance around. Go for the throat.
Go for the throat.
That's what we're here for, baby.
How can I?
You listen. You can go direct without saying nobody's name. That's all. Yeah. I'm always with no. I'm never gonna say nobody. Like when I say uncle, I ain't say uncle this. You know what I mean? Like, you know what you did. like it ain't for me to say your name, but I also understand. I understand you don't have the information I have mentally. You know what I mean? I know I have more information than you did. That's why you handled it the way you handled it. And I think a lot of people handle certain situations the way they handle it, good or bad. When it's bad, it's because you don't have enough information. When it's good, it's because you do have the information to act the way you're supposed to act in this particular situation, or just be who you're supposed to be in this particular situation. So when the guy whoever that person was with the sex ring thing, whoever did I'm not the sex ring, with the trying to get the model and shit with you, like, he's doing. Do you got the 19? Because that's the second time you fucking cough. I'm ready to leave.
We done already talked about this. We done already talked about why I'm coughing, so I'm not even about to go there with you.
I'm ready to run.
I'm not even about to go there. It's even a hard cough. It's like a little. I'm just trying to clear the little. I got a little something in my throat. That's it.
No, but
healthy. Don't look healthy. Don't look healthy.
Yeah. I don't know you drinking that water now. I don't know.
Cause I'm trying to make sure it don't happen.
You taste the water? Your taste buds right? No, but I'm just saying, it just, we just gotta understand people so we can know how to deal with people better. We gotta understand ourselves so we know how to deal with people better.
That's the part. That's the part. You can try to understand other people all you want, but until you understand yourself, your true self, the rest doesn't click. And I say that today, I'm still learning myself. And I realize even with every new relationship I'm in, you learn a different part of yourself. You learn more about yourself that you didn't know before. Right. And that you couldn't uncover by yourself.
Most definitely.
In my single period, I spend a lot of time growing and learning myself. Spend a lot of time with myself, thinking to myself, talking to myself, just learning who I am and how do I behave when I'm alone.
Mm-hmm.
How do I behave when I'm not being affected or influenced by anybody else?
Right.
Learning that. But then when you get with somebody, you also learn a whole different side of yourself. You learn how you interact with other people. You learn how you deal with other people's traumas, other people's troubles, other people's history. You just learn so much in every stage, or at least you should. And so that's what I've been working on. I guess going back to what I was saying about understanding people for who they are and not just what they do. In a lot of my poetry, it deals with like love and relationships, because that's where a lot of my emotions would get filtered through. Whatever situation or relationship I'm going through at the time, the highs and the lows, it goes into the poetry. And I spent some time, I don't want to say naive, but I think any woman goes through a period where she'll see a red flag, but she won't see it because of some other emotion that is blinding the truth. And I talk a lot about that in my poetry, letting your desires or your thoughts override the truth and what you're seeing. So I guess that's what I mean by understanding situations for what they are. No matter how hard it hurts, just be real with yourself.
Can you say that again for the people in the back?
I don't even know what I said.
God damn, that shit was hard. You gave them bars just now.
No, you have to replay it back.
God, right?
You have to replay it back. Help me out.
The bars is like, damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
I went through that a lot. And I don't want God to have to keep taking me through it to understand these lessons. Love yourself first.
Yeah.
Understand yourself first, because if you don't, anybody, any force that is stronger than you will come in and make you sometimes forget who you are.
Yeah.
And I've had those moments where you and me done forgot who I am.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
You got to know and love yourself first.
But yeah, I think what you're saying, I believe men go through that too. Just on a different, I think men go through it.
Talk to me.
In a different way because, well, people, let's say people in general, right? Let's not say men or women. Let's just, that is everybody, right? Men and women. But I feel like even kids, I think kids go through that.
Oh, the worst probably.
You know what I mean? And I think one of the things that I try to teach my youngest son, he's so nice. He reminded me of me when I was a kid.
Me too.
And I say, I like the voice. Me too. It's just like, when I look at him, I often tell him, you're good. And these people in this world is evil. And you got to stay good because this world will try to bend you and twist you into something you're not. I think all of us was born good, and the world twists us into something we're not, and then you gotta untwist yourself to get back to who the fuck you are. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But that's what you said it. I'm just re-saying it.
That's it.
A different way. It's the truth. It's the same thing. They do that shit with TV. They do it with social media. They do it with in a relationship. When you meet a man, or if I meet a woman, it's like you said. We meet each other. I appreciate the beauty in you. You appreciate the beauty in me. In some type of way, I feel like unknowingly we fight to take over one another instead of trying to coexist. You get that? That's the fucked up problem. Instead of me saying, damn, she a bad chick. She intelligent. She look good. Everything else about her, all the different levels that I love about her, I loved her, and let her stay her and let her grow and sit back and let her grow the way she want to grow. Or she looking at me saying that he's intelligent, he da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm allow milk to be milk. I think some type of way in relationships, what we do is unknowingly, we try to take over each other. You know what I mean? And I think a perfect relationship is learning how to coexist and allowing people to be them still.
That's what it is. I think that's what true love is.
Yeah.
When you do not want to change that person, when all you want to do is allow them to be themselves and grow and become better, and vice versa. I don't want nobody to change me. I know what that feels like. I have changed for a partner. I have tried to be something that I was not for a partner. Trying to change the way that I dress, change the way that I walk, the way that I talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the way I walk, but I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Definitely try to be something different for that approval in a past life. It ain't worth it no more.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it no more. If you don't take me as I am, then I don't need you. And it feels great to be able to get to a sense of strength, to not have those feelings of attachment that you need somebody, that you need love, that you need to feel love, and that you try to do all these different things to receive that. Self-love is getting to that point where you don't care. I don't care if you love me or not. I love myself. I keep doing me. If you want to hop on this boat, I got room. But if not, you know, that's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, I feel that. But let me say this, and here go the challenge. I believe we do need love from each other, but we need love. The other shit is dysfunction. That other shit, me trying to bing you into my will, that's not love. That's dysfunction.
It's not.
That's control. That's the illusion of power.
Yeah.
That's not real power. It's the illusion of power, because if you really love someone, like you said it, if you really love someone, you want them to be them. Because I always say this. This is one of my quotes, my earliest quotes. I say, a chameleon, either it's a quote or I saw somewhere. I want to make sure I said, a chameleon can never stay a chameleon, because a chameleon always changes back to the color that person was. So if I'm trying to adapt to you to get you, right? If I'm dealing with you for a little while and I say, oh, she like this, let me adjust for her, because that's what men do, and I believe women do. We make adjustments to say, all right, this person, this is your profile. All right, your profile is this. Like use example. If you got some chicks, all right, I'm a man, so all right, this is not your profile, just a woman like this. All right, she like smoking, she like drinking, she like clubbing, she like fucking. All right, so I know she like that. Let me come up with some weed. Actually, do she want to bring some wings and some over there? You know what I mean? She got son. I'm bringing a little red box over for him, little motherfucking.
And what else?
This is your profile, so I'm gonna do that. But that cannot last forever. That's why relationships fail, because the only way a relationship will last long, from my point of view, is if you come as you are and you continue to grow and not allow a person to change you. That's how you'll really find out, like, if it's really true love, like you said.
Agreed.
Other than that, if you're doing anything to adjust yourself for somebody, like making the right adjustments, there's nothing wrong with that, right? If let's say me and you together, right? And when I'm talking to you, I'm raising my fucking voice when I'm talking to you. I'm cussing and stuff like that. You like, Milk, can you stop cussing when you talk to me? Making that adjustment, nothing wrong with that. You understand what I'm saying? Making adjustments to correct yourself for corrective action is nothing wrong with that. But when you start doing shit that goes against your spirit, go against the makeup of who you are, that shit ain't never right. That shit ain't never gonna work out. Every single time. And that's why I believe black families are not where it could be, because I believe we are not being true to ourselves, because we haven't found ourselves. Thoughts?
Well, you just opened up a whole can of worms. And I gotta try to stay on track, because it's a whole lot of reasons I can think of why black families are.
Oh, it's more than what I said. It's more than what I said.
You know what I mean?
It's slavery. It's all type of shit. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, so
a lot of it start with slavery.
Talk about, that's
a lot of it start with slavery.
If we want to start from the beginning of it all, that's exactly where I would go.
Break it down.
And then move it.
Break it down, sister.
No, we ain't got that, because you already understand, and hopefully the viewers understand. Yeah. This is systematic. And it's not just our fault.
Mm-hmm. No, you go.
No, go ahead.
No, you go, please. I won't forget what I'm gonna say.
But I might. So if we talk about black families, man, the prison industrial complex, which again all comes back from slavery. I think it all comes back from slavery. I've too tried to point fingers and say it's us, or it's the black men, cheating on women, Part of it. But it's so many other things that have gotten us to this point.
All right. When you say black men cheat on women,
shucks.
Here we go. You're going challenge.
I'm ready for this one. No. Go ahead.
All right. Let's go into black men cheat on women. Why do you think, from your point of view, let's take slavery off the table, of course.
Okay.
Or leave it on the table. Why do you think black men cheat on black women? I know why I think. I know a piece of why I think.
Okay. Well,
let's have some conversations of
here it go.
that on the sections. Let's have some of these conversations. Come on, you go.
Here it go then. Let me try and keep my numbers in order. Well, the elevated me first wants to say that it has nothing to do with the woman. It has everything to do with the man.
Okay.
To just open it up. Desire. I do feel like, I'm not going to say a majority of, but a lot of men have this innate desire or fantasy of having multiple women. And I'm not knocking that.
Can we go? Can I challenge one by one instead of?
Oh.
Will you remember each one? If I challenge, like if I stop.
I might.
Okay, I'll write it down. How about that? I'll write it down.
I would rather us take it one by one.
Okay. So you say desire. Did you finish that? You want to finish the desire portion?
I think you pick up on my point.
Okay.